Good morning, family. Good morning. I hope you are doing well. I'm just doing a little cleanse. Oh, I hope you're all okay. Just cleaning my. So today I want to talk to you about summer ease. Summer ease for parents. Those of you that have got parents that are off school, the summer holidays have began. Some of you are dreading it. Some of you are looking forward to it. Some of you maybe don't know what's happening. Some of you are overwhelmed. I've probably had all of the above so far, and we're not, we're only a week in. So, yeah, I thought I would just jump on and just do a live stream about, how to create more ease for yourself and how to, to give you some stuff that I'm going to be doing as a parent as well, over the summer holidays. Because it can be a difficult time, and I think there's this thing that sometimes I think um, there's this fantasy that that all parents kind of find it really, that we should be that we should be some sort of type of way, that we should enjoy all of the summer holidays and do all of that stuff. There's a fantasy about it, but people don't always talk seriously about how difficult doing the summer holidays can be for parents, and how triggering it can be, how taxing it can be, how emotionally draining it can be. And so, yeah, I think it's important to have this conversation. So, for those of you that don't know me, this is the first time that you're joining one of my broadcasts. My name is June Allen, and I am the founder of the Art of Greatness at juneallen.net. So, I am a racial trauma therapist. I am a retreat facilitator. I am a business coach. I'm a consultant. What else do I do? Um, yeah, I'm just an all round. I love what I do. I love what I do. And I came into doing this work. I've been doing this work now for 8 years, and really enjoy what I do. And yeah, so I'm not your kind of average cookie cutter therapist. Sometimes I get a bit sassy and I get cheeky on these live streams. Sometimes I say stuff that triggers people. I share a lot of my own personal story as well, which I know is, sometimes it's not always. They don't always say that therapists are supposed to do that, but is something that I know is a way that I connect to my audience. That's how I connect to people, and people know that I'm not, when I do that, my audience then tend to understand then that I'm not just sharing from a professional perspective within my experience as a therapist. I actually share my personal experience so that people understand that I'm talking from personal experience, from life experience as well. So yeah, so if you want to find out more about what I do, all of the different titles and stuff that I have within my underneath the umbrella of me being a therapist, you can find out all of that stuff. You can click the link in my bio and go to heal.juneallen.net, and you'll find all of the information there with lots of free tools and stuff as well. All right, so now let's get into the content. So today I'm going to be talking about summer ease. Okay, summer ease for parents and what that means. So the first thing that I've had to do for myself is to have a really honest conversation with myself about being realistic about how much bandwidth do I actually have. Okay, over the summer holidays. I think in previous years, I've been in a bit of denial about how much bandwidth it actually takes to actually do the summer holidays, and obviously, trying to do my work and see clients and all of that kind of stuff alongside being a parent and having a child at home during the summer holidays. I've been in denial about how much bandwidth it actually takes to actually do all of that stuff. And so, having an honest conversation with yourself about actually what is the reality about how you feel about the summer holidays. Do you find yourself getting annoyed? Do you find yourself getting easily triggered? Do you find, how old is your child, and what are their needs now? Because every year, as your child grows, their needs are going to be very different, and they're going to require a different type of energy from you in order for you to take care of them, to kind of to kind of deal with them over the or look after them over the summer holidays. Obviously, when my daughter was very, very young, she got very, very different needs then to what she needs now as a teenager. Totally different type of energy that she needs from me now. Um, And so yeah, so I also have to be realistic about how much can I do in terms of my work staff and all of the other things that I normally do during term time. What are those things need? How am I going to manage doing those things, or what am I going to let go of? What are the things that I need to do over the summer, and what are the things that I can park, that I can just let go of, because at the end of the day, you can't do all of it. You can't do all of it. And again, this is an opportunity for you to think about what your values are. Is what you're doing over the summer holiday in alignment with your values? And I've had to have this is going to be the last live stream that I do until September now, because the conversation that I had with myself was, obviously family is important to me. My daughter's important to me, and so in terms of our little family, I want to use the summer holidays to actually reconnect with her. She's a teenager, she's 15, so she's got all of these different needs now, getting older. She's got her GCSEs coming up next year. And so, it's going to be a lot of pressure on her and on me, actually, to kind of manage everything behind the scenes so that she can do what she needs to do. So I feel like this summer is really about both of us taking a breath and kind of checking in with each other, spending time together. I've already organised a few trips for us to do together. There's stuff that I want to do in the house and stuff like that as well. So, in terms of bandwidth, I know that I don't have the bandwidth to continue doing everything that I'm doing at the moment, live streaming, doing all this, and I don't have any support at the moment. I don't have a VA at the minute. I'm looking for a new one. But yeah, I don't have any back end support at the moment, and I can't do all of it. So it's really, really important, okay, for me to basically have that honest conversation with myself so that I can say, okay, well, I'm going to have to put down X, Y, and Z so that I can actually lean into my parenting, so I can lean into it, so I can lean into the fact that that we'll be having more conversations. I can lean into the fact that whatever home projects that we do, whether it's decluttering our bedroom or going out on more going out for walks or whatever, exploring different things, having conversations about different things. I want to be able to lean into that, and also I want to be able to create or to revisit, what our vision is as a family. What are the types of things that we want to do as a family? What types of things does my daughter want to do? What are the things that are keeping her up at night? Because again, they change every year because she's getting older. And I want to be aware of all of those things so that I can create an environment for her to be able to do those things, to be able to do the things that she wants to do, to be able to make mistakes, for her to be able to mess up as a teenager, as teenagers do, and for me to be able to have the bandwidth to be able to hold all of those things. Yes, throughout the year those things happen, but I think that the summer holidays there's kind of like a pin in the calendar during the summer holidays for me to go, okay, let's maybe instead of trying to catch up on a weekend or whatever, there's more time during the summer holidays for us to really kind of dive into the conversations a bit more, and for me to kind of get to know her on a much more deeper level, and for her to get to know me. And um and so yeah, it's the bonding time, the conversations, the the lie-ins, the having breakfast together, rather than her getting ready, going to school, and me doing all the work. It's an opportunity to kind of slow things down and really kind of reevaluate the relationship. So think about how you can do that with your children and with yourself. Check in with yourself as a parent. Are you getting your needs met? Are you getting the support that you need as a parent? Because I know that one of the things that I have to constantly check in with myself about is, I can my default is that I'm doing all of this by myself. I don't have any support, all this kind of stuff. I have to keep reminding myself that, I have to ask for help. I have to ask for help because I can't do all this stuff on my own. And that, from a bandwidth level, from an um, the emotional labor that's required in being a single parent is hard work. And during the summer there's that extra layer of bandwidth that's required in order to manage the day-to-day stuff, and just little things like, obviously, you're going to be eating more. There's going to be more mess because obviously people are going to be, all of us are going to be eating more. My daughter's going to be doing whatever she's doing just generally, it's going to be more people in the house. So obviously, there's going to be more mess. It's going to be more active. It's going to be more active. Um, so that's going to create. There's going to be more stuff to kind of tidy up and stuff like that. So it's like all of these little basic things are going to create more. You need more bandwidth for it to be able to deal with it. So yeah, it's having those conversations with yourself about how you can really lean into nurturing the relationship, understanding the relationship, exploring the relationship, and finding out what your needs are as a parent and also what their needs are as children as well. The other thing that's really something to think about as well over the summer holidays is all the practical stuff. You know, do you need to make a dentist appointment? You know, are there other practical things that needs to be done? Like now as well, over the summer, I'll be doing Zuri's hair because my daughter's got locks, and so you know she went to the hairdressers a few days ago, and you know she got all her locks steamed and you know, she had a really good wash and all of that kind of stuff to get rid. You know, she had like a hair detox and all the rest of it. These are all really good. This is a really good opportunity to do all the practical stuff. And so I'm now gonna kind of retighten the roots. So I'm gonna do that, start that later on today. Because I used to be a hairdresser, so I interlock her hair for her. So I'm going to be doing that for her. So it's a good opportunity again to do all the practical stuff. I'm going to be looking at, you know, making a dentist appointment first so she can get all that stuff checked out. All of those little things that then never really seem to get done, that don't always seem to get done because of one thing or another during term time or whatever. So the summer is a really good opportunity to do that. I'll also, you know, the other thing that I tend to do as well during the summer is, you know, I go through her wardrobe and get her to chuck out all the clothes that were given to charity shops, stuff that she don't wear anymore, stuff that's too small. Because I'm always gobsmacked by how quick she grows. You know, I might buy an item of clothing for her, you know, 1 month, and then within a few months' time, you know, the sleeves are kind of up here. So yeah, it's just an opportunity to kind of get rid of all of that, all of the clothes that she don't wear anymore, she don't like them or whatever. Um, and just you know, just go through her wardrobe and just give her some new stuff. That she doesn't have to wear uniform at school, so you know, it's important that she's got, you know, some new jeans and tracksuit bottoms or whatever she's wearing, just so that she's comfortable and that the clothes are in alignment with who she is in the moment and not just old stuff that's just she's just been wearing socks and stuff as well, you know. So yeah, all that practical stuff is really good. Is really good to you know to go through bedding and you know just detoxing and really clearing out the bedroom and do all of that stuff. All of that stuff is really nice time to pause and really think about all of that stuff. So yeah, just leaning into parenting, leaning into the whole thing, and you know whether it's practical, emotional, relational, the home projects as well. You know, do the home projects together, not just the decluttering, you know, of her bedroom, but any you know any other parts of the house that you can do together. Yeah, all of that stuff is really important. And the last thing that I'll say about the summer holidays is, you know, it's really good opportunity to actually plan for the year instead of doing it say in January or whatever. When people tend to think, you know, people automatically think new beginnings in January or whatever. You know, the summer holidays is really time to do that when especially when you've got children and stuff like that. So think about, you know, what do you want for your family throughout the year? How do you want your family to grow? Are you on track with your goals? Set some goals as a family. You know, one of the things that I'm going to do this year, I keep saying I'm going to do it, but I haven't actually had a chance to do it. But I'm going to do it this time, this summer holiday, is to create a family vision board. We kind of did a little one last year, but no, it was maybe about a couple of years ago when we were in lockdown. But it needs to be like we haven't actually redone it since. And now that Zuri's getting older as well, I think it's important now because she's at that age now because she's going to be obviously she's got her GCSEs next year. She's getting older, so for her to be thinking about you know what she wants to do after school. Is she going to go to sixth form? Is she going to do college? Is she going to you know what's she going to do? It's a really good time for us to create a vision board because she's getting older and she's got to think it's you know it's a new stage that she's going to be stepping into, and also for me as a parent as she's getting older, you know there's different things you know that I'm going to want as well as a parent. There's going to be different time, you know there's going to be certain time things that I'm going to have more time. She's going to be older now, so you know there's certain freedoms that I will have maybe that I didn't have when she was much younger. Um, so yeah, it's really about thinking about your vision as a family. What does that mean? Um, what does she want in terms of, are there things that she wants to do? We did actually we've actually created a bucket list of things that we wanted to do, and things like going to see Gina Yashere was on there. I know that she wants to do some go abroad a lot more and stuff like that. So it's just maybe updating things like that on our vision, and thinking about what we want to do as a family, and putting money away. Am I on track to kind of, if we do want to go away and travel and stuff like that, is there enough money? Am I putting enough money away every month or whatever for us to be able to go away and do all of these things? Is there local stuff that we can do? It's not always about going abroad, but is there local stuff that we can do as a family? Go and check out, living in London and stuff like that. There's loads of exhibitions, there's loads of different bits and pieces there, that can be done. So, yeah, it's also looking locally, and spending time, on the whatchamacallit, on the bucket list, on the vision board, and kind of doing local stuff as well. And thinking about our community as well, about our own personal village. One of the things that has been important for me to build over the last few years is to really be intentional about building our own personal village. And sometimes I get better at it than others. Sometimes I fall off the wagon or whatever, and I don't always see my friends as much as I want to nurture the village. But again, it's an opportunity. It's the summer. It's an opportunity to check in with myself, and have that conversation. Okay, am I really spending enough time building the village? Am I spending enough time building that chosen family, so that if I'm not available to for certain things, that Zuri has got other adults and stuff like that she can talk to. So it's about thinking about those things, and yeah, just doing like a little inventory, a little check-in with where you are family wise. The summer, I mean, the weather's a bit pants at the moment, but when the weather's really nice, the summer can be really nice. I love carnival, I love the festivals, all of that kind of stuff. And I've taken Zuri to festivals ever since she was 2 years old. We've always done, whether it's WOMAD, or we've been to there's the Inagru, a storytelling festival that was on. I mean, that's not on now anymore, but yeah, we've always gone to different festivals every year, which I absolutely love. And so yeah, it's thinking about doing all those things that are fun, and yeah, just bringing some joy, and making sure that those things don't just happen during the summer, but thinking about how we can kind of scatter those things around the year as well, and do other things that are going to be enjoyable. So yeah, it's just, and even even just going to if you go into go look in what you call it, time out or whatever it is, there's often free festivals and stuff like that happen, although they're not really that expensive. Even if you do pay, some of the local ones are maybe £10 or something, not a lot. There's loads of community events and stuff like that happen, and I love all of that. And just spending time, just going out and doing those things, maybe just doing some gatherings and meeting up with people, in the parks and all of that kind of stuff. And I think that, you have to be intentional. You have to be intentional about all of those things. So when you think about your summer, don't just think about, oh, you don't have to be dreading the 6 weeks. There are parts of it that are hard, yes, but in those moments, then you think about, okay, well, if you're dreading it, clearly there's some stuff that needs to give. Because there was one point where I was thinking to myself, oh my gosh, I'm starting to feel overwhelmed already, and I'm like, how can I be overwhelmed already? This is just the first week, and I'm starting to feel overwhelmed. So in that moment, I was able to have an honest conversation with myself and say, the reason why you're overwhelmed is because you're still trying to shoehorn, you're still trying to shoehorn the stuff that you're doing during term time into the summer holidays, and it just ain't gonna work like that. You have to be honest. I have to be honest with myself about what my bandwidth is, and so having that conversation, spoke to a couple of friends about it, and it actually felt really good to kind of make the decision about, well, this and this needs to come off my schedule over the holidays. And if I have the break, hang out with Zuri, do some planning, do my vision boards. Not only I can do my family vision stuff, I can also do some business vision work as well, because there's loads of things that I want to do next year. Like I want to do. If anybody was watching the live streams that I did earlier on, last month, I talked about, people were asking me to do a business school, for student therapists, or for people that are, like a healthcare wellness service providers and stuff like that. So, I need to take some time out to plan for that, and also retreats. I want to do some more retreats next year as well. I want to do some retreats, not the half day ones that I've been doing this year, but I want to do some retreats where people can stay over and stuff like that. And so I've had some great conversations with people. That could be there could be some really good some good collaborations around that. There's a couple of people in particular that I've spoken to about doing some next year. And so yeah, and in order for those things to happen, I need to have the bandwidth to be able to think about it. I can't continue to be doing what I do like on the regular, and then do all of this stuff as well, and it be the summer holidays. So I have to practice what I preach. I have to practice what I preach, and that means, you know, taking some time out so that I can create space and being realistic about what season I'm in as well. I was sharing with somebody yesterday about this is something that came up in the mastermind last night actually, about the importance of us as women recognizing that the way that we operate in cycles. We women, we operate in cycles just like nature. Nature has different cycles. They have different seasons. Yeah. So it's not realistic to be thinking that you should be go, 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 hustle, hustle, hustle all the time. Sometimes there are seasons of solitude where you need to step back and go into hibernation and renew and reflect and think about what's happened over a period of time. And then thinking about, okay, well, what's working, what's not working. Okay, maybe the way that I was doing things last time is not really who I am now, so I'm going to tweak this and I'm going to change it and I'm going to do A, B, and C instead of X, Y, Z. There needs to be time for us to be able to have those internal conversations with ourselves and with others, so that we can help each other to thrash out what needs to be done. And then you can start to plan, okay, well, what does it look like if I want to my vision for next year is to do all these other things. What is that going to look like, and how am I going to create the time to be able to do all of those things? You can't do all of that and do all of the stuff that you're normally doing, because that's how I ended up overwhelmed. That's how I ended up overwhelmed. And when things are planned from a place of ease and rest, it's a different energy that comes into it. It's a different energy that comes into it. And that actually, the slowing down, the taking time, the taking stuff off your plate, the relaxation, that is the energy of ease. That is the energy of receiving. So I know that if I allow myself to slow down and take my time and reflect and just allow myself to be in solitude, then I'm going to get downloads. I'm going to be more connected to my higher self. And that means that I'm more likely to come up with ideas and downloads and things that come from my sacred self, rather than the part of me that's maybe trying to control things too much, or maybe that's trying to that's in self-will. That the part of me that's in self-will is going to end up creating stuff that might not necessarily work. But when I tap in from my sacred self, which comes from a place of ease and slowing down and reflection and solitude, that is all sacred receiving energy, which means that I'm gonna get downloads that more come from my higher self, that come from my higher power, that are in alignment with the will of my ancestors, that are in alignment with the will of my higher power. All of that good stuff, which means it's more likely to be within my purpose. It's in alignment with my values. It's in alignment with what I need to be doing. It's not coming from an ego place. It's coming from a place of spirit. And so it's going to feel easier for me to execute those things if I know that I'm doing it from that place. So think about what you want to be doing. Think about what your goals are for next year. If you've got parents and you're also, a business owner, you're self-employed or whatever it is, think about what you really want to be doing next year. What's your vision for next year? And then you can start, when you think about it from a place of ease and, taking stuff off your plate, like what I was saying, you're more likely going to start doing the work of things that are in alignment with your higher power. And it will feel easier. I feel that I struggle with things when I'm trying to push against something. I'm trying to make something happen that I've got no business doing. It feels harder when I do that. But when I'm in alignment with what I'm supposed to be doing, it just feels my nervous system feels more grounded. My nervous system feels more settled. It just feels yeah, it just feels good in my spirit when I'm doing something that's in alignment with my sacred self. So, I'm learning to trust that a lot more, and learning to trust my feminine energy a lot more. And that's, that takes time to learn how to do that. But it's being intentional and inviting that energy in. But you can't do any of that, unless you make the conscious decision to, to slow down, to embrace more of a sort of an energy of ease over the summer holidays, and shift things a little bit for yourself over the summer holidays, even if it's a little bit, and make time for yourself to be able to do this stuff in solitude. It's difficult sometimes when you've got children in the house all the time and all the rest of it. But I'm getting into the habit more of communicating with my daughter and saying to her, look, and I set an alarm on my phone as well, actually. At a certain time, like, the alarm will go off, and I'll say to her, look, I'm just having some me time. And sometimes I'll go in my room, and I might watch some old programs that I want to watch that she might not necessarily want to watch. Sometimes I'll go and have a nap, I'll go and sleep or whatever. But it's me allowing myself to be part of the conversation throughout the day. That's me honouring my needs as a parent, and also showing her that I also need to do self-care. That I need to do self-care, and that I'm not just going to abandon myself over the summer holidays because she's not at school. Like, I still need, I need to be very clear with her. I'm going to be doing work between this time and this time. I'll be doing self-care, around whatever time. I'll be doing this, that, and the other. And, she can have her teen time as well. She needs her teen time just like I need my time as well. But it's having a conversation with her, and being boundaried about it, and being clear, and being intentional on a daily basis about the importance of, you know being communicating with each other about what's happening during the day. If I've got any structured stuff that I'm doing, like this live stream, I said to her that I'm going to be doing live stream today. I don't have any clients today. I don't have any clients on a Friday. I don't normally do live streams on a Friday, actually. I normally do them Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. But again, because it's a summer holiday, things are a little bit kind of all over the place. So, it's something that I do them when I can. But yeah, so, this is why I've made the decision that I'm not gonna be doing any more live streams now until September. I'm not gonna be posting. If I do post anything on my social media, then it won't be a lot. But I've given myself permission to just leave it alone until September, because then I'll come back fresh. I'll come back, with more details on the business school, which I'm looking forward to, and some really exciting stuff that I'm going to be doing next year. And yeah, just some fresh content, and just giving myself chance to kind of rejuvenate myself. And again, this is important for me as a therapist, because if I don't show up for myself and take a break, it's going to be hard for me to show up for my clients. It's going to be hard for me to show up for my clients if I don't give myself permission to slow down, to take things easy, to have a break, and all of that kind of stuff. So yeah, so I'm kind of really looking forward to it. So I hope you found this live stream helpful. If you know anybody else, any parents out there that are struggling over the summer holidays already, and only like a week in, share it with them. If you want to find out any more information about working with me, you can click the link in my bio. Go to heal.juneallen.net. That's heal.juneallen.net. That's heal.juneallen.net. Have an amazing summer, and I will see you again in September, probably mid-September. All right. So yeah, go to my website if you want any more information about working with me or whatever, and I'll see you then. All right. Have an amazing summer. Take care. Bye.